This is the Ahi tribe. Ahi represents fire in Maori. This is the Y tribe. Y represents water in Maori. The first tribe to hit the beach is the Y tribe. Welcome to Survivor, everybody.
Yay!
This is amazing. And I should also say welcome to your new tribe, the Y tribe, which is Maori for water. I want to thank all of you for two things. First, for applying and wanting to compete in this game. We didn't know when we started what the turnout was going to look like, and we ended up with a cast well-rounded. And we want to thank you for being here on this Zoom, because it's just a great way to connect with everybody that you're going to be texting so much, to get to put a face and a voice to a name. It's helpful. When I've competed on these simulations before, Zooming with the tribe was it was great. Unfortunately, it makes it a little harder to vote out people later, just because you know them more, but it's all a game and it's all fun. I'm Nick Pellegrino. I am from Michigan, and I'm your host for this season. Not much about me except how excited I am. Like I said before I started recording, there's no huge announcements for the tribe. There's nothing major that is actually going to be happening today other than Zoom, socializing, and bonding. That's the whole point for today. The creative team agreed, and when we reviewed how seasons of Survivor were set up from the very beginning, something that's a constant is there's the actual days that the castaways are on the island before they vote people out is more at the start and less at the end, because you're putting in time to be invested in this season. And so this first day, we're not going to be voting anybody out. We're not going to be having challenges. We want everybody, all 16 castaways, to have the experience. And tomorrow, there's going to be one challenge where everybody will have involvement that will be talked about more tomorrow. And there will only be one vote out, which allows for more communication amongst people. After that, we're going to pick it up with 2 challenges, 2 eliminations on most days. You'll usually get updated for the following days to come as we move along with the game. Granted, and hopefully willing that you're here. So any questions about that as far as how the format of challenges and tribals are going to look day by day? We'll usually, at the start of a day, around 11, 12 EST for anybody who doesn't have Eastern Standard Time. You might still be asleep, but it won't be too bad. We'll talk about when challenges are going to be best for everybody. Like I said, I don't have any huge announcements or anything. The main reason this is mandatory is because I want everyone who is cast to experience as much as they can before the first person is voted off. It takes a while to get a footing sometimes, and having a Zoom where others can meet face-to-face is important and will allow everyone to get a better grasp of each other when texting in group chats when that becomes the norm. The only downside, like I said, to having a Zoom with everybody is that it makes it harder to vote people out. An extra layer like that to a game like this is vital and important in creating a season full of ups and downs, left, right, U-turn. Crazy is good, unexpected is ideal, and most importantly, fun is the top priority. I'm hoping so far it's been fun for everybody, and then it will continue to be fun. You all have different levels of interest in a game like this. Those levels are only important because they exist, and they will help you shape the strategy you will have. I'll say from my personal experience and my limited time participating in simulations like this, the strategy you expect to have coming into this game will not be the strategy you actually apply. And if you try, it probably won't be helpful. Everybody has their own ideas, and it will just morph the way you play this game, which is just part of the fun. Like I said, ups, downs, left, rights, U-turns. I promise to have fun. I promise that Bethany and I will do everything in our power to ensure fun for all of you. Now I'm going to stay on the Zoom. I'm not going to stay on the Zoom the whole time. After I'm done with some introduction stuff, and I have questions for everybody who is on the chat right now, I'm going to leave, and I can send the host to somebody else. You guys can choose to stay on if you want. It's strongly advised just because of bonding, but it's not at all a requirement. Once I'm gone, you guys don't have to stay on at all. My biggest word of advice in regards to the game is to have your head held high no matter what happens, whether you win or you lose. Be a good sport and have fun. It's unpredictable, whether being a social player, being a good challenge player, being a quiet player. No idea on what is going to be an advantage in this game. That's why you have to be here and figure it out. Now, I know it might be a cheesy way for an icebreaker, but I think it'd be fun if we went around and just said our names, your age, if you're comfortable with where you live. Not at all a requirement for the Zoom. Maybe just a hobby you have. It's kind of, cheesy high school icebreaker, whatever, middle school icebreaker, but we might as well, and it's potential good content if we end up posting Zoom and edit it. Maybe it's cliche, but I think that it would be fun. So if anyone would like to start, there's only, I think, 6 of us here out of 8. So, and I'll finish it off. I can give you guys an intro on me if you want, my age and everything, but anyone like to start? Bunch of go-getters.
I'll go.
I'll start.
All right,
kidding.
we'll go ladies first.
Like 3.
Okay. Ladies.
My name is Jennifer Skowski. I'm 20 and I'm from Michigan.
Hey, look at that.
Hey.
All right, Scott.
Oh, okay. I'm Scott Brandner. I'm 16 and I am from just outside of Chicago.
Awesome. Hunter.
I'm Hunter, by the way. I'm 15 years old and I live in.
Awesome. Annabelle, and you prefer AB? Is it pronounced AB or AB?
Yeah, everyone just calls me AB.
Awesome.
You can call me Annabelle too. I respond to both.
Well, over text it doesn't matter, but for when we have Zoom, I'll call you AB.
My name is AB. I'm 17. I'm from Santa Barbara, California. I don't know. I don't really have a friend.
That's A-okay. Aiden.
I'm Aiden. I'm 19 and I'm from Concord, Massachusetts.
Awesome. And last but not least, Frankie.
Okay, my name is Frankie. I'm 15 years old and I'm from Long Island, New York.
Awesome. Well, thanks guys for doing that. I know it might have been cheesy, but the only other thing that I want to do before I'll step away is asking everyone questions before the game really launches off. These don't have right answers. They're just based on a game like this. You might have a one-word answer. You might have a long answer. If someone is asked a specific question, that doesn't mean the question is specifically about or for them. I have a list of questions, and I'm just going to actually go in order of how I see you guys on my screen, but the other way around. So I will start with Frankie, and then I'll go backward.
Oh my God.
Okay.
It's really low pressure. Don't worry too much. I'll have to cut out. I have 8 questions, so I'll have to pick which ones suck the most to not ask. Essentially, I am inspiring different thought approaches for everyone. Maybe asking a question about an aspect of the game you weren't prepared to think about. Or maybe it'll be boring for you. I don't know. You're here, so you're going to experience it regardless.
We'll figure it out.
Frankie,
Hi.
you feel like this specific array of ages on this team will be detrimental, will not mean anything, will be an asset to your socialization amongst your tribe, the challenges. Your guys' ages aren't too far off. I mean, we have 15 through 20. It's not too bad. But I don't know. What do you feel? Your first impression based off of that?
I just feel like everyone's just gonna stay together and stuff, not go off into their age groups.
All right.
That's it.
Perfect.
Good job. Good job.
Scott, looking over everyone here through the virtual screen world we're all stuck in, first impressions of the Y tribe. Just can be one word, it can be a whole description. How you feeling, Scott?
I mean, I haven't had a terrible amount of conversations with most people, but I feel I don't know. I haven't had too many conversations, so first impressions, everyone seems pretty nice, pretty cool, willing to talk for the most part. So yeah, I don't have much, but
No, perfect. Jennifer, there are many important aspects of Survivor in order to be a winner and to do well in this game. What does the aspect of outwit mean to you when you're playing a game like Survivor?
Outwit. Well, I don't know. On the last virtual Survivor that I was in, people blindsided me, so I think that's what I feel like need to watch out for to outwit people. Blindsides. Spooky.
Yeah, and blind sides are something that unfortunately you can't plan for in the moment, so you have to well adjust before they happen to you.
Right.
So AB, I believe you said that you're not a huge fan of this show.
Yeah.
Have you watched it all? So I'll just inform you. There's a saying. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's outwit, outplay, outlast. It's
Yeah, I know the basic like gist of the show. I just like haven't really watched it.
yeah. No, that's okay. Well, I'm going in order. How about outplay? What does outplay mean to you in a virtual version of Survivor?
I guess that would just mean to like. I guess in the same way of like outwit, it would just mean to outsmart someone virtually. I guess I don't know.
That's perfectly okay. Aiden, you know what's up?
Assuming Outlast.
Outlast. What does it mean to you? A game like,
Yeah.
obviously, other than winning and making it far, does Outlast have any other meanings to you, especially in a game that's done over Snapchat and over Zoom?
Yeah, it's definitely different over the internet because, like, you know, in the real game, you have to deal with the elements and you have to deal with lack of food, lack of sleep. So it's all that kind of stuff that you don't have to worry about now. And I think that basically the fact that Outlast people isn't going to be an issue as much as Outwit and Outplay is. It's going to allow all of us to be able to have a more social game, have a better physical game, whatever that may entail.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Lastly, Hunter, if I were cruel and gave you guys a first impression vote out twist, which I promise I'm not going to do that, how would you feel right now? Not necessarily who you would vote out or whatever, but with your extraordinarily short exposure to your tribe, how do you feel?
I mean, I would feel really nervous because like I've only really had one-on-one conversations with one other person, so I would just be like out of the loop. I would just be like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah, well, I appreciate you guys' responses. Rest assured, I stand by what I say when I tell you guys I want every castaway to get some gameplay in. No first impression twist this season, nothing like that. I'm going to allow you guys to socialize
Thank
for the
you.
rest of the day. I'm going to allow you guys to socialize tomorrow, before challenge and after challenge. I personally like the challenge that was designed. Ahi reach the island, and they are greeted by Nick. All right, welcome to Survivor, everyone. You made it. But the two things I want to do, the first thing, it might be a little cheesy, but I kind of want everyone to just go around and introduce themselves to each other, put faces to names, put voices to names, and it might be cheesy, middle school, high school, icebreaker style, but name, age, and maybe just a word on how you're excited or a hobby you have, whether it's a sport or something else that's fun, art related, theater, who knows. It's cliche, I know. The last tribe had a little bit of fun doing it. It's also just good material for our editors to potentially use. Xander says, broskies, I can't talk right now but I can't type. Perfect. I can narrate for you, Xander, when you type in the chat for the introduction. Well, without further ado, would anyone like to start? Bethany and I can finish. But if anyone would like to start.
Let's start.
All right, go ahead.
My name is Sammy. I'm 22 and I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. And my computer just told me I have connection, so sorry if I'm lagging, but this is kind of weird and awkward, but I hope that it gets better as we keep talking to each other.
It's all part of the process. By tomorrow, it will probably feel better, and then just onward from there. At least I'd hope. All right, Macy, I will also narrate for you, as long as you can hear us when we get to you. Next up, Micah Walls.
All right, I'm Michael Walls. I'm 20, and I'm kind of excited about this because I've been on a Survivor high. Me and my family during quarantine, we literally crank out probably 5 or 6 episodes of Survivor a day. So I'm in the Survivor high right now, and I'm excited to do this.
Awesome. Xander, you can send your chat right now. Actually, hello. For those watching this as a recording, you won't be able to see the chat. I'm going to read what Xander's saying because he can't talk right now. And same for Macy. Hello, everyone. I'm Xander. I'm 17 and I'm from Hawaii. Some of my hobbies include, sorry, I'm thinking. I love Survivor. My favorite player is Tyson. Perfect. If you have more to say, I can add it in later, but we'll move on to Madeline for now.
Hi, my name is Madeline, obviously. I'm 15 and I live in Kentucky. I like Survivor. I just recently got into Survivor, so I kind of hope I'm doing okay. I don't know.
Well, each day is a new day. Cameron Ditzler.
I lost the mute button for a second. Oh my god, I'm bad. Hi, I'm Cameron. I'm 20 years old. I'm from York, Pennsylvania. I'm a huge fan of Survivor. I applied multiple times and I made it to the last round of David versus Goliath. But then Alec Merlano, I think that's his last name, took my spot.
That's kind of pretty cool. Wyatt.
My name is Wyatt. I'm 15. I'm from Virginia, and I play baseball. And that's about it. I watch a lot of Survivor.
Super cool. Macy, you can type up your response. I see you have a virtual background of a duck screaming. Hi, I'm Macy. I'm 13. And then some fun fact or hobby about Macy is that she is from North Carolina. That is not the fun fact. That is her location. The fun fact or hobby is I love cooking and I do cheerleading and tennis. Thank you, Macy. Thank you guys for doing that. The only other thing I have before I'll step away is, also, sorry, Bethany, you can go ahead.
Hi, my name is Bethany. I do swim team, I do theater. I also love doing stuff like this, so it's been really fun to get to work behind the scenes with Nick, and I'm really excited for what the game brings.
And I am Nick Pellegrino. I'm your host. I'm 20 and I'm from Michigan. Obviously, I love Survivor. I've hosted these things, different types of simulations. All of them have actually been in person, though, with different groups of people. And they've all gone well. And I'm hoping and will do my very best on this one going well. I'm very excited so far. Back to what I was saying, that's written on my script right here. Before Bethany and I step away, I want to ask a few questions to everyone before this game launches off. These questions don't have any right answers. They're nothing related to any game that has happened so far. They're pretty generalized. If someone is asked a specific question, it doesn't really mean that the question is specifically about them at all. Essentially, I am inspiring different thought approaches for everyone, maybe asking a question about an aspect of the game that you weren't really prepared to think about yet. And it just kind of helps everyone to know where each other's minds are at. I have questions written up. I will ask, and you can respond in the chat for Xander and Macy. You guys don't have to answer questions if it would be too hard over the chat. It's up to you. You can say it right now if you'd want to or not, and I can just pick which ones to leave out. Otherwise, Micah, Sammy, Madeline, Wyatt, and Cameron will all answer verbally, and I can still ask questions to you two if you would like to answer in the chat, but it's up to you. Just let us know. Again, there's nothing major about these questions at all. All right, Macy's still gonna answer. I'll just start and I'll catch the chat in a second. So I'm gonna start going in order how I see you guys on the screen. So we're gonna start with you, Micah. Well, Micah, what are your initial thoughts about this format of Survivor so far? I know you're on a Survivor high. Don't know if you've played a virtual version of Survivor over Instagram or Snapchat. A lot of them exist, but it's a few hours in. How you feel? You're muted.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be
this
sorry.
is actually the second, I think, virtual thing that I've seen. So I definitely wanted to apply and see what it was all about. And I'm actually having a great time right now. All these people are super cool. I've gotten to know them pretty well so far. And I love my tribe so far. The only thing I think that's really different from Survivor virtually versus the other thing, obviously there's the Survivor aspect on the island, but it's hard to read people. You don't actually know, if they're telling the truth, because all you see is a chat. You can't look at their facial expressions or their tone or anything. But I'm excited. I think this is going to be really fun.
Awesome. Xander, do you feel like this specific array of ages will be detrimental or an asset? I mean, we have 13 through 22. Everyone is just as welcomed as the other. But it's that's almost a 10-year difference. And so just know your thoughts on that. And so I will read your answer in the chat. It doesn't have to be super long, just so writing it up isn't too much of a burden. Oh, wow. Quick response, sir. You think it's fun to have people of different ages. You get to meet different people and see different strategies, and it should be fun. Thank you for your response, sir. And conveniently, next person is Macy. So we just talked about the age ranges. Macy, we also have different sets of hobbies that people have. A lot of people here are Survivor fans. We have different things. How do you feel like these different hobbies and skill sets will factor into a virtualized version of this game? And when we do tribals, I'll have tribal background as well. Just don't worry, I won't always be standing on this lame beach.
Need some like background music to
I know, I actually thought about that, but I'll have music playing at tribal just to increase suspense. Macy says, I feel like it will definitely contribute to conversations and it would probably affect who we choose to work with. Thank you. Insightful. Wyatt, looking over everyone here through the virtual screen world that we all exist in right now, first impressions of the Ahi tribe. 7 of 8 of us are here. How do you feel?
I think we all look good. I think we can win challenges.
Awesome. Short and sweet. Cameron, there are many important aspects of Survivor in order to be a winner and to make it far. What does outwit mean to you in a game format like this?
Outwitting, just to put it down to the simplest version, is just to outplay strategically your opponents and to be able to get the people you need on the jury in the later stages of the game so you have the best shot at winning.
Awesome. Thank you. Sammy, how about you? What does outplay and outlast mean to you? Outlast is a little less extreme because obviously making it further is what outlasting mean, but in a game that's all played virtually, as far as the knowledge goes for you, how does outplay play a factor?
I think strategy definitely has its place, but you also really just want to show who you are to people, and you want people to get to know you enough that they feel comfortable with you. You want to completely play people because then if you do end up winning that way, it's just not really, it's not anything to be proud of at that point.
Thank you. Lastly, but not leastly, Madeline, if I were cruel and gave you guys a first impression vote out twist, which I promise that I am not, how would you feel right now? Not necessarily who you think would go or if you think you would go, but just with your extraordinarily short exposure to your tribe, what would go through your mind if I had to throw that on you?
I don't think anybody really knows who they don't like. I feel like we all just kind of have. I don't have bad vibes from anybody, so I don't know. I think it'd be strange.
Well, thank you. Rest assured, I stand by what I say. I'm not going to throw a first impression twist at you guys. Ahi heads back to their camp, and quickly strategy sets in. Alliances are being formed, friendships are being made, and who to vote out is being questioned.
Right now, in the point of the game, I haven't really heard much from my tribe and stuff. Like, I've heard nothing from Jenna, but I'm getting good vibes from Cameron. He's my number one right now. But I trust Jenna the least. She doesn't seem trustworthy.
Wyatt's distrust toward Jenna and his liking to Cameron, and eventually Micah, line up the first alliance of the season, with the Power 3 on Ahi Beach, Micah, Cameron, and Wyatt. They discuss how to gather more people to make an alliance of 4 and 5 and potentially 6. They begin quickly working on that. With almost no hesitation, Micah, Cameron, and Wyatt, the Power 3, recruit Sammy and Xander, who are more than on board to craft the Ahi 5, an alliance that has majority. Their last step is convincing Madeline to join them and to vote out Macy.
Okay, this is my first confessional. I think I'm feeling pretty good. I'm on the Ahi tribe, which is great. And I feel like so far, it's like, this alliance just fell in my lap right here with, there's the 5 of us, me, Cameron, Micah, Wyatt, and Sammy. I think that's how you say her name, I'm not sure. But I think we're like super strong. And I feel like we can totally make it to the end together. I haven't told them that I played this before because I really don't want that to like put a target on my back, because like I don't want them to know for sure that I won. But I'm just like trying to make it through, make sure that everybody likes me, making sure that I'm definitely not gonna be the first one home, because I feel like once I get past the pre-merge into the merge, I'm gonna win the game. And right now it seems like I'm in a good spot to make it that far, so hopefully that happens, but we'll see. It's not, I feel like just a sec, that was a car. I feel like my game is set up to win so far, and I'm hoping that I can like find advantages, find all those kinds of things, so that I can make it to the end, get the jury votes, and I think I am already setting myself up for that. That's basically it.
Madeline joins the Ahi 5 and they create a new alliance, the Ahi 6. Madeline, Micah, Cameron, Wyatt, Sammy, and Xander. They have 6 out of 8. That means they can split the votes on Jenna and Macy, and in a revote, vote out Macy, the youngest player in this season.
At this point in the game, there's nothing really Macy and Madeline and them can do. I forgot the last girl's name because like she hasn't really said anything to me and stuff. But like she's gonna go next, like even if like we lose, because there's an Ali 5 alliance, which is half of it. It's all the men and then Sammy, and then there's a fake chat to like make it like we're with her and stuff, like we're talking to her, but really we're not. So the girls are going next.
There's still 2 people who haven't really reached out, Jenna and Macy. They haven't really said anything to us Macy showed up to the Zoom call but didn't speak, so they're giving off some weird vibes. And our tribe, the top 6 of us, have decided, you know what, we're gonna get rid of them since they're not playing as hard, since they're not really being involved. You know, easy votes. But with Survivor, you never really know if an easy vote is actually an easy vote. So we gotta trust in the 6 that we have, and then within that 6, I have my group of 5, which is me, Wyatt, Sammy, Xander, and Cameron, and these guys are all pretty cool. Cameron, we've connected, like I said. I trust this dude. I trust Sammy. I trust Xander. I'm trusting Wyatt even more after I've talked to him a little bit. And I really think us 5 can go to the end, and I hope that it's that simple. But once again, Survivor is never that simple. So we will see what happens. But for now, I trust these 5, and I think we're going to go pretty far in the game.
So, after the Zoom meeting we had last night with our tribe, I feel pretty confident. I like everybody on our tribe that was there. Jenna couldn't make it. I believe she had work. I trust Micah 100%. I feel like we're going to be good friends outside of this game. And I trust Sammy too. Me and her are on the same page when it comes to a lot of stuff. I really like Wyatt, but I don't trust him. I feel like he's playing too hard right now, but that's a good shield for me. So, as long as I keep him around, I feel like I'll be fine. And then I really like Xander. Me and him talked a lot about the game of Survivor last night for a while, and I like him. But Sammy texted me like 11 o'clock last night, way after the Zoom meeting, that he was unsure about me. So hopefully I'm able to talk to him today, try to form a connection, because I really want to work with him. I genuinely like him, and me and him probably could run this game later down in the road. As for the 3 outsiders of the 5, I really don't know what to make of Jenna. She hasn't really talked to anyone, I believe. So, I'm not really sure if she's in consideration to be voted out if we do lose. I mean, it makes sense because she hasn't talked to anybody, but she might have something going on in her life, and I don't want to vote somebody off because they have actual life things to do. Macy's also on the block, I believe, because she doesn't, even though she's talking, she's not really forming connections, I believe. But for some reason, I really want Madeline out. I can't trust her. I don't feel like I can trust her. Sammy told me that she was concerned about me last night as well. But as of right now, the tribe wants Macy gone. But I'm going to try to get Maddie out, because I can't trust her. I don't know where her head's at. I mean, we've talked a lot, but she hasn't given me a solid answer about anything. So, hopefully, we'll be able to win the challenge today and not have to send somebody home at all. That would be the ideal scenario.
So it's been the first day of Virtual Survivor, and I have to say that, I mean, I love everybody, but I will say that I've probably gotten the most trust with Micah, and yeah, I feel like we were kind of vibing and getting to talk to each other, which I like. There are a few people that I'm looking out for. And just Cameron kind of seems like he's being a little bit too nice, and I know he's pretty experienced, so I want to be careful around him. And also Wyatt, I feel like Wyatt's been really quiet towards me, and I want to watch out for that also.
With all of this information, Micah, Sammy, and Cameron come to a unified realization that they should make a final 3 pact. They trust each other the most. And so underneath the Power 3, Ahi 5, and Ahi 6, we have the final